In this video, I would like to present you a 4-week email marketing funnel. We can use this funnel in order to get more prospects to be interested, for instance, in our property, or if you want to sell an online book, you can of course send emails out in order to attract people in your business, in your online book, in your online course, whatever you want to sell. So what I want to do with you right now is I want to show you how this 4 weeks plan works. We're going to cover every single step, and afterwards you'll be able to create this amazing funnel for your emails, and you'll be able to get more and more people click on your emails, so click on the links inside the emails and to basically just interact with your brand. So first of all, what I want to do is I want to talk with you about the first week. So let's draw this little box up here and let's call this week number 1. So week 1. And in week 1, the following things are happening. Now, the first thing that we want to do is, of course, we want to send out an email. So we are sending out email number 1. We're just going to call this email send. So we send out an email, whatever kind of email it is. And after that happens, we can basically differentiate between 5 different types of responses. Now, of course, we got the response open, click, and subscribe. So for instance, we got people that are opening the email, that like the email, that perhaps click on a link inside the email. Then we got the people that open the email and or click. And then we got people that abandoned or that just simply didn't want to subscribe. Then we got people that are unsubbing right away, so people that are not that don't want to be part of the newsletter, so they click on the unsubscribe button. And then we got people who are not even opening the email. So let's write these 5 different types down. Let's start with the first one up here, and we are going to call this open, click, subscribe. So people open the email, they're gonna click it, and they're gonna subscribe to something. They're gonna, so for instance, be brought to, let's say, some kind of squeeze page. They might, they might, for instance, purchase already your product, whatever. So they open, click, and subscribe. Then we got the second type of people, and these are now opening and clicking. So they open the email and they're clicking, but they're not necessarily subscribing or purchasing anything. So we're gonna call this one open click or click open. And then we got another type of people, and this is of course then abandoned subscribe. So for instance, they click on the email, but they're not subscribing to anything. They don't click on anything, and that's why we're gonna call this one abandoned subscribe. All right, so this is now type number 3. Let's cover type number 4, and that is now unsubscribe. So these are now people that see the email and they go into the email and they click on the unsubscribe button. So unsubscribe. And these are, of course, the people that we cannot do anything with because it is not legal for us to send the email again. When people unsubscribe from our email newsletter, they have unsubscribed. There is no way, and it's not allowed for us to then send them again a couple of messages. So please, when people unsubscribe, don't target them again. And then we got number 5, and number 5 is now not opened. So let's call this one non-open. So people that did not open the email. So that is happening in the first week. We are sending this email out to people, and let's actually connect this one with all the different emails. So let's connect these arrows with the type of people that we are talking about. And let's connect the second one. The second one is click and open. So let's bring another arrow in here and let's move it a little bit to the top. And then we are done with that. Maybe I have to do this one here again. And now let's bring this over here. And then we are done with that. Anyway, so here we go. We're gonna add this right here. Sometimes this can be a little bit tricky. If you want to check out the platform, by the way, just head over to draw.io and then you can do the same thing. I can always recommend you to do it because, again, it just helps for you to really understand what you are doing. So let's connect this one with this one right here. There we go. So we connected now email send with abandon subscribe, and now we're going to connect email send with unsubscribe, so people who are directly unsubscribing from the email that you're sending. And then we got type number 5, which is non-open. So let's connect this one here as well. And then there we go. These are the 5 different types of people. So that is now all happening in week number 1. We got people who are opening, clicking and subscribing to what you send in the email. Then we got the second type of people, which are opening and clicking. Then we got people who abandoned unsubscribe. So perhaps abandoned subscribe. So these people, perhaps they go to your sales page or something like that, but they don't buy anything, or they go to a squeeze page and don't subscribe there. Then we got people who are unsubscribing, so we just go on, look at the email and click right away on the unsubscribe button, for instance, like at the bottom of the email. And then of course we got non-open, so people who are not even opening the email. So all of that is happening in week number 1, and let's bring this one perhaps a little bit to the top right here, and then let's cover week number 2. What exactly is happening in week number 2? So let's bring another box over here, and we're going to place it, let's say, somewhere here, and we're going to call this week number 2. So now for 1 week, we send out the email. We're sending out 1 email every single week. And what happens now in week number 2 is we want to send out email number 2. Now, first of all, let's talk about email send and the person that are not opening. So first of all, these people are interesting because we do not know whether they are these kinds of people, these kinds, or these kinds. So there might be people that want to unsubscribe. There might be people that perhaps, want to click on something but don't want to buy. There might be people who are clicking on something and opening the email. Or there might be this, there might be open, click, and subscribe. Maybe to make this less confusing, let's call it open, click. So we got these people right here, and we do not know what they are right now. And that's why what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this one with another arrow, and I'm going to call this box that I'm going to be adding right now, I'm going to call this resend. So we want to resend the email right here. So we resend the same email as right there, so we can actually connect this arrow perhaps, or maybe let's choose this arrow right here with this arrow, with this box right here. So we're connecting this box down here with the arrow at the top. So let's do that right away. And then afterwards, let's continue with the other emails. So right now we connected that. And we are basically sending this email right here again. So it's just resending. And we can actually put a question mark in here, like we are not sure, should we do it or should we not do it? I would always recommend you to do it. It doesn't cost anything, and it's just helpful to do so because we do not know whether these people might be any of the 3 up here. And then we got email number 2 that we are sending out in week number 2, and this one is now called the extra incentive. So let's add a box. Let's bring this box perhaps somewhere here, let's say, and we are going to call this email 2. And let's put in parentheses extra incentive. Extra incentive. All right, so this is now an email that gets people hopefully to click on the links that we have inside the email, whether it's to one of our properties or whether it's to an ebook, whether it's to an online course, whatever. So this is now another email. This is email number 2. This one is completely different from email number 1. So let's connect these 2 boxes right here. We want to connect box number 2 and box number 3 with this email number 2. So let's bring another arrow over here and let's connect this one right here as well. So we now have a connection between these 3 basically right here. So this one, and this one. We have the people that basically clicked and opened the email and clicked on something in the email. These people get an extra incentive, and then we got abandon unsubscribe and abandon subscribe, and these are now also being sent the email to. So this is happening in week number 2. This is quite important. All of that is just happening in week number 2, and perhaps I should make this a little bit more beautiful for you. So there we go. Now we moved this, we aligned this, and I think it looks a little bit better. But anyway, so these are now the people that we're targeting with our email number 2 in week number 2. All right, and now let's head over to week number 3. So let's add another box. Let's call this one week number 3. Let's type that in, week number 3. And of course, then we got again people that are opening, that are clicking, that are subscribing. We got people that are perhaps, opening and clicking. We got people that are abandoned subscribed. Then we got unsubs and non-open. So basically the same as right here from this email number 2. So let's add these boxes right here. Actually, we can just copy and paste them in order to make this perhaps a little bit more quick. So there we go. Let's copy all of them, and we're just going to add them over here as well. Let's copy and paste box number 3, bring it over here, box number 4. Let's do the same thing. And then, of course, we got box number 5. So let's align them perhaps properly right here. And then we're done with that as well. So this is again just week number 3 right now. And we now have these 5 boxes right here. So from email number 2, again, we got people that are opening, clicking, subscribing, open and click, abandon, subscribe, and unsubscribe, non-open. And let's again add these arrows. So let's bring arrow number 1 right here. Arrow number 2. Arrow number 3. And then, of course, arrow number 4 and arrow number 5. Arrow number 4 going to unsubscribe. And then, of course, arrow number 5 going to non-open. So basically the people, again, that are not opening our email, that perhaps see the email inside their mailbox, but they don't open it because they're not interested or whatever. So now these 2 parties, they can now be divided into these 5 right here. So as soon as we're done with that, we have to think about these people right here. The people that opened and clicked and that perhaps abandoned, subscribed, that are now non-openers. So these ones, they did not open, they did not now open the second email. Why is that so? What can we do in order to get them to purchase our products? And that brings us to telesales and direct messaging. For instance, what we could do is we can sell them via via TV, we can sell them via direct messaging, we can sell them via phone, whatever. So I'm just going to add 3 boxes down here, or actually let's add just 2. And let's call this one telesales, so basically sales via the phone. Then we can add DM. I'm not going to add TV sales right now because that's perhaps just something for big companies. I'm just going to add telesales right now. And then we got DM down here. So basically, for instance, if you see that someone is interested or not interested in the company and you want to just get personal contact with that person, you want to send that person some direct messages. So let's connect that. Let's connect box number 1 with the non-open box. And let's bring this over here quickly. By the way, if you want to download this funnel right here, you can do that at any given time. Just head over to the left top corner and click on download, and there will be this funnel to download. But anyway, let's add another arrow from non-open down to DM, and then we are done with this part here as well. All right. So I think this looks pretty good. And this is now already week number 3. And in week number 3, there's also something else happening. What we're now going to do is we're going to send an extra incentive offer ending. So basically what we're doing is we are saying, all right, if you're not interested, then we are going to leave you like that. But we are sending now an extra incentive, and this is some kind of offer ending. We, for instance, offer some kind of great product. We are offering some kind of discount, whatever, in order to get people to buy from us. So let's actually add let's add 1 box, and let's call this one email number 3. And all of that is still happening in week number 3. So don't be confused. All of that is still in week number 3. Let's call this box right here email 3, and then let's call this one extra incentive plus offer. So we are offering something amazing right now. We are like, okay, this is your last chance to get 50% on the ebook that we are selling, or get, let's say, a free showing of this property or something like that. All of that can be done with email number 3. So let's connect that here as well. Let's bring the arrow down here. Let's connect that with the open and click box. And let's do the same thing with the abandoned subscribe. And let's add this one as well over here. And let's bring this in. Now, I think this is actually quite fun to do something like that. For me personally, it's a huge fun to do something like that. If you want to try it out, just again, check out draw.io. This is the tool that I'm using right now and that I also use all the time if I'm drawing out any kind of sales funnel, because I think it is, quite easy to use. And it definitely has the right tools, the tools that you need in order to draw something like that. But anyway, so now we got email number 3, so the extra incentive and the offer. And if people are still not interested, then of course we're just gonna leave them. Now we want to add in week number 4 2 different kinds of emails. We want to add a loyalty email and we want to add a survey email. So what exactly is that? First of all, let's add week number 4 right here. So let's bring this perhaps a little bit further over here and let's call this week number 4. And first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a loyalty email number 4, a loyalty email. So let's bring this right here and then we call this email 4 loyalty. All right, loyalty. And what exactly are we going to do with this? Well, the loyalty email is basically for everyone who is truly interested in our products. For instance, we got this person right here that is opening, clicking, and subscribing. These ones are truly interested, and that's why we are sending out this loyalty email address, this loyalty email. And then, of course, we got the people all the way from the beginning right here that open, click, and subscribe. So basically the same as the same thing is happening as after email number 2, the extra incentive. So these ones right here are especially interested in our offer. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect this one as well. So let's bring this over here and let's connect that. And now we got that done as well. All right, so these people are interested in this one right here as well. So they are interested in our products. We send them this loyalty email and they are probably happy about us doing so. All right, so they are interested. And then, of course, we got people from email number 3, which are opening and subscribing. So these are now the last ones that we really want to target. Everyone that is still not subscribing or that is still not clicking the email or something like that, we're just going to forget about them. So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to add another box. And this one is right now called just simply open, click, and subscribe. So open, click, subscribe. And of course, these are the people that are now interesting for us. And that's why we are going to connect this box with this one above as well, because we're now going to send out to these people this email number 4, the loyalty email, the people that are truly interested in our products. And of course, you can also send out this email right now, which is email number 5. And I like to send that out to the people that are abandoned subscribe, so that we marked as abandoned subscribe. And this is email number 5 called survey. I want to know why. Why are they not interested in my products? So what exactly am I doing wrong in their mind? Why is it not interesting for them what I'm offering to them? What is the reasoning behind them not clicking on my links and so on? So I'm just going to add this as email 5 and we're going to call this survey. So now we are sending out a survey to them. And now we're actually already done with this email funnel. So let's actually zoom out a little bit. Let's have a look at that and we can see, all right, we have here week number 1, we have week number 2, week number 3, and week number 4. In the first week, we are sending out one single email. And again, we got these 5 types. Afterwards, we're only targeting people opening and clicking or abandon subscribe. We give them an extra incentive. And then, of course, we get again these 5 different types. And then we're saying, all right, there's this 3rd email. That is now the last incentive, the last try. And if we get people to open, click, and subscribe, we are going to add them to this email list of email number 4 to loyalty. So basically what we're doing is we're saying, you are interested, you get this loyalty email. You're interested, you're going to get this loyalty email. You're interested, you're going to get this loyalty email. And the other ones, they're not subscribing. We try to get them here. So we try, all right, we try to just get some data from them. So we send them a survey. And people that are not opening, still not opening, we are going to try to sell them via telesales or via DM. So email number 4 is not interesting for them anymore. We try to sell them through different methods. So alright, that was it now here for this video. If you want to download this marketing funnel, just head over to the left top corner, download it at any given time. Thanks again so much for watching, and we are going to see each other in the next one.